Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making Snickerdoodle Muffins. If you like a Snickerdoodle cookie, you will absolutely love a Snickerdoodle muffin. They taste just like the cookie. They're super simple to put together. They're light and fluffy and moist inside and topped with that crackly cinnamon sugar. They are just so yummy and so easy to put together. Let me show you how to do it. So you first want to add 2 eggs to a bowl. And then to that, we're also gonna add 2/3 cup of sugar. I don't add a lot of sugar to these muffins because we also have the cinnamon sugar on top. So I find you don't want them too sweet. And then we're also gonna add 3/4 cup of melted butter. I use salted butter here in the States just because I think it's more flavorful. But if you're outside the States, then I would definitely use unsalted just because it can be pretty salty in other parts of the world. So the butter is for the flavor. And then I also like to use 1/3 cup of oil. So you can use vegetable oil, you can use corn oil, canola oil, coconut oil. I just wouldn't use olive oil because that would just be a little bit too heavy and we want a really nice and light fluffy muffin. And then of course my secret ingredient for all muffin recipes is a little bit of water. So we're gonna add 3/4 cup of water. I just think it's better than the milk. I've gone back and forth with you guys about this because there are a lot of people that don't believe me and they want to add the milk. And if you're one of those people, go ahead, add your milk, but you won't get as fluffy as a muffin. It will be better with the water. Try it and let me know. To replicate the taste of our Snickerdoodle cookies, which I do have a really fabulous Snickerdoodle cookie on my blog, so I will leave you the recipe in the description. I'm actually in the process of reshooting about 300 recipes for my blog and redesigning my website. So in about a month or so, there'll be a much better experience over there for you guys. I appreciate the patience while I figure that out. But vanilla extract, you gotta have it in the Snickerdoodle. So we're gonna do a teaspoon, just like that. The blog was such an afterthought because I was spending all this time on YouTube and I put the recipe in the description and I still do that. So if you want the recipe, that's where it is. But if you want to print it out, you really kind of need the blog. So I did that years later and lo and behold, it was just a lot of video frame grabs. And now that I can shoot my own stuff, I'm doing all the photography. We're shooting it all. It's quite the process, let me tell you. All right, so we have our wet ingredients. Now, I'm just gonna set this aside. And then for our dry ingredients, it's super simple. We're gonna do 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then we are gonna add our dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, just a little bit at a time. And you guys know me by now, I love my Danish dough whisk for whipping up any type of muffin batter or quick breads, or they're great for scones. The reason I like them is it whisks up the batter without over mixing. And I find that can really be the issue, especially when it comes to muffins. You don't want to over mix because then you're going to have a tough muffin. So you just want to mix it to the point where it's combined and then kind of stop. And see, this hardly took any time and we're done. This is all you have to do. Now, when it comes to entertaining and I'm making muffins, I really love to use a jumbo muffin tin. They just feel a little bit more special, like something you might get at a coffee shop. And that way everybody gets a good portion. They feel like little mini coffee cakes. And you can also get jumbo muffin tin papers. So I do put the papers in there because that's going to prevent the muffin from drying out on the exterior, which will also dry out the inside as well. So if you want a really nice, fluffy, moist muffin, use the papers. Now, if you don't have a jumbo muffin tin, or if you don't want a jumbo muffin, which who wouldn't want a jumbo muffin? No, I'm totally kidding. If you don't want a jumbo muffin, you can use a standard muffin tin. This recipe will make 12 standard muffins too. So you got 2 ways to go. You want them to really fill out the well. I find 2 scoops of the standard muffin scoop is the way to go. Then for the cinnamon sugar, you're just gonna take 2 teaspoons of white sugar and add 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and whisk that up. You actually don't want to put too much of this mixture on top of the muffins because I find it tends to weight them down and then they don't really rise up as well. So a little bit goes a long way. I was really amazed how much this tastes like a Snickerdoodle cookie. You have to try it. It's so good. Then we're going to put our muffins in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for anywhere from 25 to 27 minutes. They'll be risen up and cracked in places, and if a toothpick comes out clean, they're ready to pull out. And they will be really fragile when you take them first out of the oven. So if you let them cool about 10 to 15 minutes, they'll be a little bit easier to handle. But oh my gosh, look at that. So delicious. I hope you guys give these muffins a try. Let me know what you think. And I bet you have all the ingredients sitting in your cabinet.